So you're thinking to yourself, man, there's so many podcasts out there. Why in the world would I start one in 2020? Well, guess what? There are a couple really good reasons, and I'm going to share them coming up. Hey there, it's Billy Keels. I'm back once again to share tips and strategies with you that are going to help you to make more money. They're going to help you to have more control over your free time and ultimately live with less stress. So if it's your first time here, why don't you go ahead and like the channel, give it a thumbs up. And also, right from the very beginning, once you like it, why don't you go ahead and share this with at least a couple of your friends, because that way you're also helping our community to grow with other like-minded people. And that's just a great thing for everybody involved. And so you're probably thinking to yourself, like, there's so many different podcasts out there that why in the world would I actually start one in 2020? Well, I'm going to give you a couple of reasons that I found are really interesting and can be lots of value add for those in your community that you're building, that you already have, or as well as for yourself. So first of all, I just want you to think about this. There are actually 1 million podcasts, approximately 1 million podcast shows across all the different platforms, according to some of the statistics that I've seen. And that seems like a whole lot of podcasts, right? Well, if you put that in the context of having about 7 billion people on the planet, well, that's actually less than 0.01% of the global population. So yes, 1 million is a lot of podcast shows, but there's so much more opportunity to be able to share your story, your idea with your tribe as you're building. So think about that. Still lots of opportunity to get out and share. And did you actually know that about 50% of households in the United States listen to podcasts? I'm going to put that into context for you as well. So that's about 120 million households, about half of those. That's 60 million households that are listening to podcasts, and that's just in the United States, right? We're talking about having a global audience. That's one of the things that we absolutely love, right? I live here in Spain, and I'm able to listen to people from all over the globe. So that is fantastic. And also, if you think about those 60 million households, if you think about just where I live in Spain, the population is 47 million people. So just in one country, it's so much. I mean, there's like a lot of opportunity to go out and to continue to add value, to find your tribe. And that just creates an amazing opportunity. And there are also really big companies now that are starting to become more involved in podcasting. You're probably at the big major corporation that you work at. You probably have an internal podcast that your company talks about certain solutions or certain geographies and things like that. So you can constantly get information in bite-sized chunks, things that you like. Also, think about Joe Rogan just signed a huge deal not too long ago as a podcaster, right? And so this just shows once again that there is a lot of focus and there's a lot of opportunity in the world of podcasting. Now, not everybody's going to get a contract like Joe Rogan, and not a lot of people even want contracts like Joe Rogan, but it just goes to reinforce the fact that there's a lot of attention in this particular space. And also, it's also been said that there are more people now listening to podcasts than are actually on social media. So just think about that. And the fact that you can listen to a podcast while you're running on a treadmill, or you're cooking dinner in the kitchen, or maybe you're out running on the street, or you're at the beach, you're on a plane, you're on a train, you're in your car. There's so many different ways that you are able to consume that because you're listening to the podcast. So it creates an amazing opportunity. You can go out and you can create your story and be able to find your tribe and be able to talk and be surrounded by like-minded individuals. I mean, it's just a great opportunity and something that hasn't really existed. It was really difficult when you think about back in the day when it was just having a particular radio station, and if you didn't have that radio station, you didn't get the information. Now, like I said, there are over 1 million podcast shows that are out there. So, and then there's also, as I talk about being able to build your tribe, it's just one of the things where you're able to go out and you're able to add value to others. And you can do that depending on the format of your show. And of course, you can just go out and you can do a monologue show, or you can do something similar to what I've been doing now with the Going Long podcast, which is the podcast that I've recently launched, which has been fantastic. You can interview other experts and find out from them what they know. And while you're learning, you're also helping to add value to your tribe. So this is another great way for podcasts to help you, to help your tribe, to grow your knowledge base, and to also be surrounded by like-minded individuals. Once again, you tend to like being around people that are like you, that help you grow, and things like that. So, wow, these are just a couple of the reasons, right? The list can go on and on, but I just wanted to give you those reasons. I'm sure that I haven't thought of all of them, so I would love for you to tell me, and leave your comments in the box either here or over here, depending on where it is. What other really great reasons would you find for starting a podcast? I'd love to know what you think. And this has been one of the areas also too, because I'm working a really busy day job in a big corporate, and at the same time building my own dream and using and finding this platform to be able to go out and meet with other people. And so being able to do that, I'm not anybody special at all, but I've been able to figure out a way to do these things all together. And I'd love to share that with you. And if you want to find out more about how you can do something very similar, just go to keeponcashflow.com/roadmap. Leave your email and your name, and I'll make sure that I get that guide out to you as quickly as possible. So, love to hear your comments, love to stay engaged. Let me know what you think about this topic. And as I always like to say, hasta la próxima.